Hello once again. In this opportunity, I'll be talking about the past continuous. We use the past continuous, that is another tense in English, to say that something is in progress at a particular time in the past, and it often appears with the past simple in the same sentence. For example, we were talking. I know. Vamos otra vez. Hello, and welcome to this new part of the video. I'll be talking about the past continuous. We use the past continuous to say that something is in progress at a particular time in the past. It often appears with the past simple in the same sentence. For example, we were talking when we arrived. We were talking, that is past continuous. When he arrived, this is past simple. We were having a successful negotiation when suddenly they made new demands. So there is like an interruption of the sentence, of the first part, of the first action included here. Something that was going on around a particular time in the past. For example, yesterday afternoon, the CEO was meeting the research team in Dublin. Then, situations that were changing over time in the past. During the 1980s, many of the older industries were closing down. So I'm describing a period of time, I'm describing a process, yeah? And then actions that were not yet finished and continued over a period of time. For example, at that time, we were still trying to solve our recruitment problem. So, as regards to structure, how to use the past continuous? You will use the subject. In affirmative sentences, you will use the subject plus was aware. Was is for I, he, she, and it. And then where is for we, you, and they. Okay? And finally, you have the complements. Remember, the complement is the place and time. Then you have, for negative sentences, the subject, the was not or were not, and then you have the verb with ing and the complement. And finally, in case of interrogative sentences, you have first was aware, then the subject, then the verb with ing, and finally the complement. So here I included an example which you can read. The CEO was reading the PPT presentation, the PowerPoint presentation. No. The CEO was not reading the PPT presentation. And finally, was the CEO reading the PPT presentation? I mean, there was a where goes, sorry, at the very beginning. In case this is the, sorry for that slide, it had nothing to do. So here we'll be talking about describing graphs, statistics, and trends. In the case of describing graphs, statistics, and trends, imagine that you are at a meeting and you have to give a presentation on a certain project that you have, or in of a project that you have been working a lot of time. And or I don't know, you have to describe how the sales inside your company have been working, or you have to describe the development of processes that you wanted to evaluate inside your department. Well, so you have to describe change. Describing changes is something that you have to do when you are in a meeting. So you will use two verbs or three. Here I include rose, increased, and grew. Yes, this is to show that something went high, okay, that it improved, that something has gained in numbers. So, for example, in August, sales of gaming consoles increased significantly. So, On the other hand, we have fell, decreased, declined, and dropped. Yes, these verbs have negative connotation. I mean, they went down. For example, last quarter, profits declined dramatically. And when something is stable, you can use since the beginning of the year, the percentage of dropouts has remained stable. Then you can describe the graphs in your company. In your presentation. Sorry. Unemployment rates rose by 25%. Indicators rose from figure to plus figure. For example, sales rose from 45 million to 50 million. And then the indicator remained stable at a certain level. The operational costs remained stable at 23 million euros. So my piece of advice here is that when you are describing graphs, statistics, and trends, please pay attention to the fact that your audience knows what you are explaining. For example, use a figure or something to point at the graphics or something that would make them follow what you are explaining. Yeah, that is important. So as a general conclusion, in this class, we have learned new words and expressions related to performance evaluation. The use, meaning, and structure of the present perfect simple tense and also the past continuous. And finally, a list of useful expressions that help us describing graphs, statistical data, and trends, making sure we have a host of options to interact in meetings where this type of information is being discussed in different types and registers of conversations. In case you want to know more, I included here 3 different links that they will guide you to web pages that have a lot more of information. Thank you very much for paying attention and see you in the next video.